I guess you guys were all living in the same apartment building during the shooting?
Nah,
of the film?
I was from here, so I used to have
Okay.
to travel to work. Omar was staying at a spot, he was feeling himself. I guess he felt like he wanted to get out of the house. I forget where he was living at the time, but they put him up someplace. Pac had a hotel, and Jermaine had a hotel in the same spot. Excuse me. And it was what it was, man. Pac had been waiting for this moment for a while. I think in his mind, he always saw himself sort of becoming a superstar. Whereas somebody like myself, I've never been sort of interested or comfortable with the idea of being famous, but I've always been famous to a certain extent without even trying. I mean, my family moved around so much that I was always kind of the new kid anywhere we went, and I didn't look like everybody else, so I kind of stood out. And then just sort of natural progression of things that have happened in my life have sort of pushed me, into the lights. But Pac, man, he had a plan. He was very intentional about it. So he was causing a ruckus in wherever he went. So sometimes it was fun hanging out with him, sometimes not so much fun.
Well, I guess there was a situation where someone was shooting at him from off the roof or something like that.
I don't know about that.
Okay.
Yeah,
I think
when
the guy
we
who
were
played
filming
Steel had
Juice,
mentioned it.
during the filming of Juice.
I think so, something like that.
Yeah, well, we were uptown, man, and it was the early '90s. There was gunfire kind of on a regular basis up there.
I mean, outside of the whole jewelry stealing incident, what do you think was the craziest thing that you saw hanging out with Pac during that time?
Just, I don't know, man. I'm really good at sitting down. Like, I know when to shut it down. I know when to rest and recharge. Like, that was a cat who never stopped. Like, he constantly was doing something. If he wasn't studying, he was writing. If he wasn't writing, he was in the studio. He was on the phone. Like, he was one of the first dudes I ever saw that had that big ass block phone,
The brick phone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
constantly working. I remember lunch. Him and Treach would from Naughty by Nature would exchange rhyme books and critique each other's work during lunch. And I thought that was probably one of the most fly things that I witnessed while we were on the set, just looking back in hindsight and with the history of hip hop as it stands today. Little did I know that two of the heavyweights were kind of, helping mold each other at a really sort of young part of their careers. I mean, I heard Naughty's first album before it came out, and like they were wondering, what do you think? And I was like, damn, guy's about to blow up. And that summer, man, yeah. I miss the '90s, man. Like, I don't know. I remember having to save up money to buy tickets to a concert. I remember like being excited to get an album when it dropped. That's gone now, and with that being gone, like there's a whole like level of heart and spirit that's sort of yanked out of the people right now. The streets seem dead. Like there's no fire out there. Like I hear cats with their earbuds in, like whatever they're listening to, I can hear them like spitting it, and it sounds garbage. Like I remember, seeing cats with big ass boom boxes in the '90s, and they would be spitting Rakim and like KRS-One word for word, EPMD, and they sounded like kings. So there's power in that. I think part of why Pac is still Pac is because he empowered a whole generation of youth, young men of color that still love him today, and they're playing that music for their kids, for their sons. My ambition as a rider, like I would play that in my car in LA, you know, going to an audition, going to meet a new shorty, like whatever, and it would just have me amped, you know. I couldn't tell you a cut right now that I listen to that does that for me. Is there one you got that can?
I think some of the stuff from Kendrick and J. Cole
Yeah,
kind of give you that feeling.
Yeah, Kendrick, for sure. But I feel like it's sort of derivative, though.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Well, you know, I mean, for example, Rakim's Know the Ledge is my favorite Rakim song.
Look, man, I love it. I can walk into a club right now and you know, and a DJ will throw that on when they see me. And it's such respect. Like if I could tell the DJs and the people out there at the clubs right now, know that anybody who's ever done that for me, I love you. Like, mad respect. It's so fire when that happens. I love it.
Yeah, I mean, and that was essentially the song, you know, because I went and rewatched the movie this morning. And, you know, I had forgotten that was the song that opens the movie up.
But back then we had music videos. So before the film dropped, you know, I'm watching MTV Raps or the other one that was on BT. I can't remember. There were two of them, rap video shows that were on BT. And I remember seeing that video was out before the movie came out. So the soundtrack dropped, I think, 3 weeks before the movie came out. You know, the streets were amped, man. They were ready to go. When the movie came out, it was a wrap.